Hey guys, I am Foxtrot Delta and welcome back finally to a new video, and more importantly to Space Engineers. I have a new ship right here that I created just about a week ago, and I'm still tinkering with it, still trying to find out what the best configuration for it would be. But what you are looking at coming across the screen right now is or at least my version of the K'Tinga class battlecruiser seen in Star Trek, engaging V'ger at the beginning of the movie. What an incredible scene in film, first of all. But the ships are incredible. The K'Tinga class, as many of you know, is my favorite, or at least one of my favorite Klingon vessels. And this vessel is my approximation of that type of ship. As you can tell, it's not perfect, the lighting isn't right, and of course it's much smaller, but I wanted it to be able to be used in multiplayer, first of all. And there's still some stuff with the hull I want to change. It's a little bit too jagged in some places. I could smooth some things out, but the general shape is there. The interior is more or less there. It's functional as a fighting capable vessel, and I will give you a tour. So first, let's take a look at the back section of this. We have the aft torpedo launcher lit up in red. We can turn off that light for a second and turn it on just like you see when they're about to fire. We have the two... my game just froze for a second there. We have the two nacelles on either side, and actually, these not only contain thrusters here, ion thrusters, but also they're full of gyroscopes. This is where all the ship's gyroscopes are, which is not a great plan. Usually gyroscopes should be in the center, but oh well. Also, I think I got the profile down almost perfectly. Look at that. That looks like a Klingon battlecruiser. Okay. And from the front, it looks just as intimidating as one might imagine. You would not want to see this thing looming ahead, coming towards you as it is doing right now. The bridge is right there. It's dual-layer windows, heavy armor surrounding it. The neck piece in the center is also heavy armor. However, everything else, this lower section as well as the engineering section back here, is light armor. And while I believe this ship, at least in the specifications I saw of the D7 and the K'Tinga, I think, could separate at the neck right here, this vessel does not have that capability. And if I turn off all of the power, now it looks very ominous. There's no hydrogen thruster showing, it's just this silhouette. Let's turn that back on. So I think I've done a spectacular job with the outside of this. Let's take a look on the inside. My character, my player character is already inside. I'm going to move him out to right about here. Come on. There we go. The IKS Behemoth. This vessel was disabled / destroyed by the Dominion in the Dominion War. So this ship survived well into the 24th century, which is pretty incredible. We have our rear thrusters here. We have a rocket launcher over there. There's also a rocket launcher in the front, where the front torpedo is. I was thinking of making like a gravity fed design as far as the torpedoes go. They could use artificial mass blocks to fire, but it really wasn't worth all the hassle. We have turrets. We have small turrets in the front. We have larger turrets in the back. Let's enter right here. I know you guys want to see the inside, although I don't want to disappoint you. It is not anything too impressive. Very utilitarian, bare bones type of thing. The lighting's pretty poor in some spots, as in right here. We have a ladder straight up to the bridge. I'll show that to you guys soon. If we go up here, you can see we have 6 cryopods, as well as 6 passenger seats for all of your passenger seat needs. There's an LCD screen, nothing on it as of yet. I built this vessel very hastily, because I really wanted a ship other than my Independence class destroyer that I could use in multiplayer that wasn't too large. And I didn't want it to be the Federation. I wanted like a Klingon vessel, a Romulan vessel, so I decided to put together this Klingon K'Tinga here. Okay, and we can also go down. There's a little bit of lag there. So, we are now at the med bay area. We have our medical bay as well as some control seats. There's a ladder going up to nowhere right now. I put nothing in here. I might put either some control seats or LCD panels and catwalks up here just to make it look functional, although really this is just here because I didn't know what to fill it in with. As I mentioned before, the inside is not very impressive. Let's go back up. I do love the ladders in Space Engineers now. Those are very cool. And this is the central section, which you guys already saw. There's the door to the neck area. But here is the the ladder. Did I say stairs before? I meant to say ladder. Whoops. To the bridge. I'm tired, okay. With a nice red glow from inside. And here it is. There's not much here. We have 2 seats. There was a third one before over here, but it was kind of blocking the door, and I didn't know how to really put a door in here without sacrificing that seat, because I needed the space. I definitely needed the space. So we have the main flight seat here and a control seat up here. Very small bridge. Like I mentioned, it has 2 layers of windows. It's surrounded by heavy armor. We can control the rocket launchers from here, so I can hit 1, and right now, if I try to fire them, they will not work. Nothing will happen. Nothing will launch. We've actually moved into the sunlight now that we've past the edge of the moon. But nothing will work. If I hit button number 2, it'll activate the front rocket launchers. There they go. Can really put out some damage that way. And I can deactivate 2 and hit button number 3, and the aft launcher fires. Now I will put this on the workshop shortly after I complete making this video, probably as it's being uploaded. It is not yet on the workshop. I know people have tried to make K'Tinga class ships before and D7s before, but I felt they were too large, and they weren't very functional, I guess. This thing I tried to make at least somewhat useful. Now, it does not have any refineries, so you're not going to be refining any ore in this, but it does have assemblers. It has a large cargo storage capacity of, well, a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see. If I go to cargo, yeah, we have a lot of cargo containers. Probably more than we need. We also have hydrogen. Let's try again. We have 4 large hydrogen tanks in the back. We also have oxygen tanks. A whole bunch of oxygen tanks, so if we run out of hydrogen for a while, and we're left adrift, you will still have some oxygen. And even if we run out of hydrogen, we do have those ion thrusters facing forwards and back, which won't help us that much if we're drifting laterally, but at least we can sort of point ourselves in the direction we want to go. The ship is fairly maneuverable because of that huge amount of gyroscopes we have stashed in the nacelles. And yeah, the IK Espemoth. Now, where are the jump drives, you might ask? Because we actually have 4 of them. They're actually hidden in that upper section of the engineering hull, where probably not warp coils went in the original K'Tinga, but they're going there now for this one. Let me go and show you that real quickly. Let's go back down here. Let's show you the entire engineering section. Like I said, it's not made like an actual K'Tinga. I just pointed out the fact that jump drives are not in the nacelles. That's okay. Also, there's no oxygen vent system in this neck area. It just has oxygen in it already. Probably when I saved the blueprint, it was already pressurized. So that's convenient. Okay, we are going back. Turn off the HUD for a minute. Here we go. We are in engineering. You will instantly come upon 2 large reactors, one right behind the other. There's the gravity generator for the ship. It almost doesn't reach the front. That was a problem. The ship's so darn long. Okay, we have our 2 large reactors, and if you look up, there are the jump drives. I have not sealed off that area. I probably should for, safety purposes, but we can go right up to the top of the ship. We have 2 jump drives here, and farther back there are 2 more, but I do not have access to those. They are covered up by conveyors and whatnot. Actually, this conveyor right here, this conveyor system leads right directly up to the top connector, which is why that area is blocked off. Here are the 2 other jump drives. Here we go. Here they are. And we have a random light armor block just poking out right here. I probably should fill in this area, but quite honestly, I forgot to. That's okay. That's okay. So this is the central section of engineering. Not really meant to walk up there. Just supposed to walk down here. Here is the port side. We have our 2 large hydrogen tanks. Here is the automated distress beacon I have set up, I believe. Oh no, this is the actual ship beacon. The distress beacon's on the other side, not lit up. That would make more sense. So we have this section of engineering, 2 control seats. Let's go back over to here, the other section. 2 more control seats. It's the same as the other, except here is the distress beacon, which we can activate in the event of an emergency. And that is really the entire ship. I really focused on the outside more so than the inside, so there aren't multiple decks. It's just this. That's all there is. So I apologize if it's nothing too grand, but I just did not have the space. But I think it is very intimidating to look at, and it's effective in combat because of all the turrets it has outside. The one problem I had with my Independence-class destroyer is, well, it was durable, and it had those rocket pods on top. It did not have any large turrets apart from 4 large missile turrets. Here we have missile turrets and full-size Gatling turrets, as well as interior turrets. Okay, let's see about going back up to the bridge. So this could be used in multiplayer, it could be used in single player, but it would have to have a base of operations, because as I said, as it stands right now, it does not have a refinery of its own or any way to manufacture new parts, so if something breaks, you're on your own. But it does have H2 generators as well as hydrogen tanks, oxygen tanks. You guys saw all of that. So let's try it in battle. Now, one thing that is somewhat regrettable is that I've noticed that with the new update of Space Engineers, it being released to the full non-early access version, the drone waves mod no longer functions, which is a problem because I cannot test my ships against drone waves, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing that, but now I can't. So I will just have to either spawn in those red ships I've used before that have the drone AI shoved into them, or I can just spawn a station or something we can attack. And actually, I will attack a station because not only have I created a Klingon Battlecruiser, I've also created a space station because I was bored, and, well, I really wanted a space station at one point, so I thought, I'm just going to create my own, it's going to be awesome, and it is awesome. I will show that to you guys in a few minutes. Let's see. As a matter of fact, let's spawn in those hostile vessels right now if I can. Let's move away from the moon, though. I think that could be a problem for the AI that I'm going to set up. So let's just jump, I don't know, 400 kilometers this way. That should be enough. Button 2 gives you the jump drives. I should probably go through all of the buttons. So buttons, let's see, you already saw 2 and 3 control whether or not the weapons are on or off. Button 1 gives you control of the weapons. Let's turn those off. Button 4 is the ship beacon. 5 is the distress beacon, the distress signal. 6 and 7 are those 2 antennae you saw on the front section of the engineering hull there. Just communications arrays. Or that is the communications array, those 2 antennae. And anything else, 6 and 7 off. Let's turn off the distress beacon. Button number 8 turns on the turrets. And they do what you would expect. We have, let's see, what do we have? We have 2 missile turrets and 2 Gatling turrets on the top. Actually, 3 Gatling turrets on the top, if you count the one right behind the bridge. As well as the same complement of weapons down below, minus the 1 turret up front. And in the front, on the sides, we have 4 in total interior turrets, as well as, actually no, we have 6. We have 2 on top and 4 more on the sides. So this thing is somewhat decently armed. It can hold its own in a fight, but don't go attacking any gigantic warships with it because it is not equipped for that. Everything is connected and piped accordingly. The conveyor system runs throughout the ship. Everything should potentially work in survival, even though I have not tested it in survival. I don't see why it would not. And yeah, so I will jump. That's what I was going to do. Blind jump ahead, 400 some kilometers. Let's get a look at this thing jumping. And it's gone. Where is it? It is over here now, 400 kilometers away. Can very quickly get there using the spectator cam. There it is, the Behemoth. As I mentioned before, this ship was attacked by the Dominion in the Dominion War. I was looking up good K'Tinga class ship names, and I came across that one, and I'm like, wow, that one survived a long time. That's a good name to put down. And so that is why I named it that. Yeah, I do think I could change the angling of the armor in the back. It looks a little too squarish. when it's trying to slope back towards the center. That can be changed easily. I will do that at some point, maybe not today. So I am going to spawn in those hostile ships, and you guys can see how this thing performs in a battle. I've spent who knows how long talking too much already, and I am eager to blow something up. Okay, everyone, I have returned. I had to change maps because the AI was getting confused. In the system map, we have 5 enemy red ships on a course to intercept us. I have engaged my rockets, and my turrets are active. I do not know how this battle will go because those ships are equipped with a Gatling turret and at least one Gatling turret and a missile turret, and those things can be painful. I will turn my Gatling turrets on, and I will say they should target missiles. And the interior turrets should also target missiles. The game just froze, and that is okay. What are they shooting at? There's nothing over there to shoot. I'm so confused. Maybe some of the ships? I'm not sure. Okay, we're trying to avoid a collision. Maybe some of the ships aren't all owned by the pirates, and so they're shooting those specific parts? I'm not sure. I'm firing my rockets. Alright. There's a whole bunch of them careening towards me. Let's move. Yeah, are they shooting each other? That is so strange. Yeah, no, they're shooting each other. What on earth? Oh, that's a collision. That is insane. We've taken minor damage to the ship. Our heavy armor has held out. We've lost an interior turret. And who knows what else. Alright, we have incoming. Get a look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at the shrapnel. Oh gosh. We're gonna have a collision, I think. No? No, they stopped. Okay. Let's maneuver this direction. Did we lose atmosphere? We did. We've lost atmosphere. The bridge has been breached, I think. Maybe. I think I should find my seat. Where the heck did it go? There it went. I got turned around. Let's get out of here. Yeah, we've definitely lost pressure on the bridge. We've lost another turret, at least one. Let's keep going. Alright, let's see what it is they're actually doing. Why are they shooting each other? What are they shooting at? I have no idea, but they're just going insane. Oh, one of them still is maneuvering. Or is still maneuvering. Oh, let's use that aft rocket launcher. How about that? It's launching. It's firing. Look at that. Okay, let's turn off the turrets for a moment. I think that ship's dead. Not sure what's going on with those other ones. Let's go back in and finish them off. Yeah, I'm not certain as to why they like to attack each other like that. Because I did set all of the parts of the ship to be owned by the space pirates. So nothing should have caused any issues. The left and right thrust, by the way, in the ship is inside. Right where those missile launchers are on top, roughly right there is where these side thrusters are. There's a whole line of them. And they aren't the best, so I may have to add more thrusters. Go in those directions. I think that ship's lost power. That's what's going on. Isn't that cool? It is. Now, we can't see that the rockets are firing, but they are. Sometimes the trails of the missiles and rockets don't show up. There's still something happening over here. They're still shooting at each other. No, they shouldn't. And just for fun, let's plow right into them. Brace for impact. Ouch. Okay. I think that's just about done. This thing's taken quite a beating. There is no escape pod on board, no way to easily get off. You just move to the back, though. There should still be air back here, is there not? I'm not... Yes, there is still oxygen in the neck. So, we might even still have air in engineering. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Do we have an air vent back here? I'm pretty sure we do somewhere. Actually, yeah, there they are. There's the ventilation. Still have pressure in these rooms? Nope, not on that side. Let's actually take a look at the damage on this side. This is pretty cool. Okay, we're moving. And wow, a huge chunk was taken right off the starboard side. The nose is a mess because obviously I crashed it into that ship. You can see all of the decks. Well, actually, you can't see the bottom one, the one with the med bay in it. Although it's not sealed, it's just open to the top. So yeah, that was the K'Tinga class I created versus 5 enemy red ships. And now, I did mention before, I am going to put this on the workshop, but I also want to show you one other thing, which I think is pretty cool, and that is a space station, and we can try attacking that too, although it is made out of heavy armor, so I think it will be quite a challenge. So I will return. And now to take this video in a completely different direction, I welcome you all to the command center of the Delta Orbital Station, which I have created, even before the K'Tinga class, actually. And I am very proud of how it turned out. It is beautiful. Right now we are above Earth. You can see both Mars and the alien planet in the distance out there. We are just outside of Earth's gravitational field, and what a view it is. The sun's coming up, I think. And yeah, if we walk around, you can see we have some control stations here. We have the main flight seat, which is incredible. in the way I have it set up. I can access everything from this seat. And this station is not made to be a real high security station. The med bays and airlocks are all public, so people can just spawn in and dock and undock when they need to and go into their ships and leave. There's a hangar. We have an entrance right here. Not right here. Right here to the outside. And we can enter and exit from this section if we need to. Although I will give you the grand tour right now. So I've already mentioned this is the command center. It's pretty small. And this station, even though I say it's a station, it's actually a ship. It is not a static grid. It has thrusters, it has a jump drive, and it has gyroscopes. But its thrusters are so weak that they're really just for fine maneuvers and maybe changing the orientation of the station or moving it a kilometer or several hundred meters in a different direction, because it does not accelerate quickly at all. I think it has 2 thrusters for each direction, and it is all made out of heavy armor. So this thing is made to take a beating because it's supposed to survive. It's supposed to be there for players to spawn in and use, and if an accident happens or someone attacks it, it can be repaired. So it is very, very heavy, and it is not maneuverable at all. But I wanted it to be able to withstand quite an impact from whatever. So, I already mentioned this is command center. Let's go through this door. Here's our ventilation system, by the way. Everything is piped up. Game froze for a second. Everything is piped up and connected in the way that it should be. Let's close this. Now we are in the... I'm not really sure what to call it. It's not really a main hall, but it's the hall directly behind the control center. You can see there's a door here, and if we look up here, we have a sign that says escape pod. So yes, this does come with an escape pod. That's a fairly recent addition to the station. And don't worry, we will be testing it out. I can't wait. We can go up first. Yeah, actually, let's go up first. So we can... Oh, by the way, in the recent update in Space Engineers, you can't really walk over sliding doors that easily. You have to jump over them. Okay, ladder. Going up. This is the hangar bay. You can see sunlight streaming in through the windows. Here it is, nice blue light, very large. You can fit a lot of stuff in here. There are no connecting points for ships. There's only an air vent in the middle of the floor, because that's where the conveyor system leads. So you can't refuel in here. Or maybe you could. You could manually bring supplies and refuel, but you can't dock or connect with anything other than the floor itself. So that could be a problem, but that's okay. You can see we have our windows here. Like I said, this is all heavy armor. And the only other thing in this room is the button to control the doors. Let's open the hangar doors. But you think I'm going to go outside? No, I'm going to show you guys the exterior of the station last, just because I want to save how awesome it looks for that time. Look at this. Look at that view of absolutely nothing in all directions. Oh, nope, there's the moon. Look at the moon. Okay, enough with that. Let's run and close these doors. The only problem with there only being one air vent in this room is that there's only one air vent in this room. What's the problem with that, you may ask? Well, the room takes a long time to pressurize with air. Yeah, that'll take about, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. Moving on. Oh, not that quickly. Okay. We have ladders connecting through each section. And right here is the first utility deck. It's not airtight. You can see right into it. But these doors are listed as only being accessible to my faction. The hangar, on the other hand, and this door right here, this... anyone can open, and the hangar also, anyone can open it, anyone can open the doors, so they can travel right from the med bay to the hangar unimpeded by locked doors, but they cannot get into the maintenance area, which is right here. I'm going to watch my step, and of course I jumped right into the thing I was trying to not step on. That's good. There we go. See? Not a design flaw at all. We have large hydrogen containers. We have our emergency beacon stashed in the center of the station here. We have our gravity generator. We have batteries. We have the main reactor. Well, actually, it's the only reactor. We have more batteries, more hydrogen. There's oxygen storage as well. We have H2 generators hiding around. There are, let's see, where are the cargo containers? How many do I have? Large cargo containers. We have 4 large cargo containers as well as a medium cargo container on the escape pod. I'm not sure where those 4 large cargo container things are, but they're not in this room. I think they're down another floor. Oh dear. Yeah, I am going to have to replace this with a conveyor junction. This is just a tripping hazard and a real easy way to annoy myself. Come on, click. There we go. That door is sealed. Let's prepare to move down again. This time I think I will use the actual ladder. Let's see. Can look up and down. Oh, darn. That's why I should look where I'm putting my feet instead of, well, being stupid. Okay, oh, that is a problem, actually. You, can't go down that easily. You can go up. So I have noticed a small design flaw, and that is that, if you're going down and you come to the end of a ladder, your jetpack doesn't automatically turn on, which is a problem. Oh well. I'll deal with that at some point, maybe. Okay, here is the lower utility engineering level. We have H2 generators, gyroscopes, assemblers, oxygen storage is somewhere in this room, I think. Can I access anything farther? No, this is it. Here's an oxygen container right there. Look at that. Okay, and oh, here is the large cargo container right there. Here's 1, 2, and 3 and 4 are over there. So a lot of supplies for our missions. The jump drive, I think, is somewhere either up there or it's down here somewhere. I'm not entirely certain. It's somewhere important. And once again, this is listed as private access as well. All right, and you know what? Let's just jump down and break our legs. This is the spawn area / airlock section. It is shared with all. Out our, I think this is the starboard window, you can see a nice view of Earth. We have passenger seats everywhere, a couple control stations, very well lit. With the starboard airlocks, the port airlocks are over here, and the medical and cryo bay is right here, all connected and piped through. Cryopods, these are not accessible to everyone. This is for the station crew or people in the faction visiting. But the med bay is public, I think. Is it public? I think it's public. Maybe it's, no, it's not public. You can make it public. This door is public, so if you make that public, people can just walk right out. Although it's kind of troubling that if your crew is asleep in these pods, they can walk right in and disturb them, but maybe it doesn't really matter. It's just supposed to be cool, okay? Can always change the permissions on the door at a later time. Okay, we have the passenger seats. Let's go out the starboard airlock here. Let's go out the far one. There are 4 in total. Let's go out the far starboard airlock. Gonna turn on my visor here, and you'll notice that despite me calling this an airlock, it's not really locking any air inside. This entire hallway really is the airlock. There's no ventilation in this tube, so if you open this to the vacuum of space, and then you close it and open this door, it gets its air from this hallway. Which does work. It works just fine. And we're moving. Here is the outer door. And voila, look at that. We are now at the edge of the station, the station's aft port airlock. We have 4 merge blocks surrounding us, so ships can connect. Unfortunately, there are no connectors near these merge blocks, so if ships want to dock, there are connectors up on the front section of the station that they can dock at. And let's see, my visor is on. Let's turn on our jetpack. Let's move a little bit. I will now show you the exterior of the station. We're moving at about 8 meters a second. 100 meters away. Get to about 150, then I'll turn around. Oh, we're now in planet gravity. There is the station. There is Delta Orbital in all of its glory. 2 large solar panel arrays on either side. There is the escape pod that we saw earlier, mounted right there. Like I said, it's all made out of heavy armor. There's the one set of windows we saw. And the other set, I believe, is right there. You can see inside to the lights. Here is the command section. Pretty exposed, but it looks so cool. And the placement actually reminds me a little bit of an Imperial station from Star Wars Empire at War. I like it a lot. We have 5 connectors, 2 on this side, 1 on this side, and 2 on the other side, all connected to pistons. And if I go back in, did I remember to close that door? Not that it's vital, but yes, I did. Indeed, I did. If we go back into the command section through this door on this side, which we saw earlier, previously, I can just miss the ledge. That's okay. There we go. We can extend the pistons from... Is it this? No. Yes. Now here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are all being extended out to their maximum range. So really this ship can take 5 small ships docked to it at a time, or maybe 2 or 3 large ships, because obviously these connectors are so close to each other that a ship too wide can't, well, it's going to cover both of them. So I might only have one open on either side. Let's see, that's that button. We can also lock and unlock our connectors from this menu. And here are our merge blocks. So if we go, let's actually go to merge block 3 over here. We can turn them off and on. And those are, I believe, merge blocks. Yeah, they are shared with all, so all ships can dock. And that really is the entire station. That's all there is to it. Let's turn that off, and that off. Those are retracting. We have our ion thrusters on the bottom and on all sides as well. Only 2 of them, like I said, per direction. Or maybe there's 3 in... No, there's only 2. Yeah, so this thing is not made to maneuver at all. It's just made to make slight adjustments to its orbit. And that is all that there is to show. I can control the hangar bay from the control seat as well as the turrets. We can turn on and off, or off and on, our antenna. We have our emergency beacon. We have the alarm. And we also have the jump drive. And our jump range is 339 kilometers. Not very far, but it's enough to get us out of danger if we suddenly find ourselves under attack. Now, and speaking of under attack, if something were to happen and the station were suddenly plummeting towards Earth, what we could do is... Actually, first we can close the hangar doors. That's what we can do. We can go in here to our own little mini hangar with the escape pod. This is it. It's also made out of heavy armor. It has ion thrusters. It has a medium cargo container. It has oxygen storage, not hydrogen storage, it has oxygen storage, and, oh dear, I'm stuck. Does it have hydrogen storage? Now I don't know. Let's see, H2, okay, it does have an H2 generator on board. Well, an O2 and H2 generator on board. And a parachute, and a beacon, and yeah, it is attached to a piston, and so if this station is about to blow up, we can get to that escape pod, if it's still there, hopefully, and we can exit. So now that I've spent who knows how long showing you guys the interior of this station and the exterior and all the stuff about it, let's see what happens when I attack it with the K'Tinga class. I don't know how much damage we can do, but we can definitely knock it from its orbit. Now, because the thing is made of heavy armor and because the speed mod is not on, if it hits the planet, not much is going to happen to it, I don't think. But it will be cool to attack it from space. So, Let's see. What can I do here? I can spawn in my K'Tinga class. I was debating making the station owned by the pirates so they would shoot the turrets at me, but now that I'm thinking about it, if I want to use that escape pod, because it's so cool, I want to show it to you guys, I can't use it if it's owned by the pirate forces now, can I? Okay, come on. And I could make my ship owned by the pirates, but then I couldn't use the controls on the K'Tinga either. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation there. Okay, here's the bridge. Let's spawn in the bridge. Hit the flight seat. There we are. Weapons are online. Let's approach it. Let's try to knock it out of orbit. We're heading towards it. Nope, that's the wrong button. Okay, let's turn off our beacons so we are just a K'Tinga class. Oh gosh, that is intimidating. Look at how scary that is. You would not want to see this thing approaching your space station. Now, one problem I have noticed is in multiplayer, this thing is kind of laggy, the K'Tinga class, and it might be because it's full of stuff on the inside, it might be because of the lighting I use, or it might be because I have a whole bunch of gyroscopes just crammed into these sides here. Maybe I should have less gyroscopes, I'm not sure. But in some servers they do have trouble, so I wouldn't recommend using it too often. In multiplayer servers, I'd recommend something smaller. But in single player, and in some multiplayer servers as well, it shouldn't be a problem. As long as there aren't too many people on doing stuff. How close are we? Let's see. We are in firing range. Let's open fire. Now let's open fire. Had to hit the button. Oh gosh. Let's hit this aft section. I really wish the drone waves mod was on, then we could be inside the station as drones are blowing it up. That isn't gonna happen. Oh, I think it's in the atmosphere. Not atmosphere, I think it's in the gravity well, though. Yep, we are definitely in the gravity well. That thing cannot slow itself down, even with inertial dampers on. So it is going down. Okay, let's see, let's turn that off. At least let's get out of there, and let's jump into the station. Maybe. Okay, I'm in the station now. We're at 0.9 artificial gravity. We've lost pressure. That's not good. Any damage to the med bay? It's, oh gosh. No, although we are missing things here and there, and there's fires. So like I said, heavy armor really holds up well. We need to get to the escape pod. We are losing altitude quickly. There is no ladder where there needs to be a ladder. There's still oxygen in this corridor, surprisingly. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep going. This corridor was not breached. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. The door's open. We just have to go through it. Maybe get to the control room first, sound the alarm, just because we can, and it doesn't really serve any purpose other than being awesome. Let's close that door so I don't fall through, because knowing my luck, that'll happen. What's our altitude? Still pretty high. Nothing to worry about quite yet. I mean, there's plenty to worry about, but we're not in imminent danger of dying. Okay, and the escape pod area seems to be intact. There's the K'Tinga way up there. Look at that thing. Being awesome. That's so cool. That is so cool. Alright, let's turn. Maneuver ourselves somewhat vertically. So A, when this thing hits the ground, just the lower part with the most surface area will hit, so the impact will be spread along the bottom instead of hitting any vital part. And also, so when we use that escape pod, we can get to it easily. This is nice. Currently plummeting towards Earth's surface. And a space station that I built. Also, this will be on the workshop as well if you want to check it out and use it. I should have mentioned that earlier. I just didn't have it uploaded yet, so I will upload that to the Steam workshop very shortly after creating this video, because I know it is pretty cool and useful. We still have our port solar panel. The starboard one, however, although we can't see it, I know is not there. I shot it off with the K'Tinga class. Let's actually go to our entities, and you can see, yeah, there's the there's the solar panel. And there's the station. And there's the K'Tinga, I think. No, it's up here. It's up. That's where it is. I was looking at an asteroid. There's the station. Oh boy. The antenna's been destroyed. Let's turn on our distress signal. I really wish I had the speed mod turned on so this would go a little bit more quickly, but you know what? That's fine. It's more dramatic this way. What's our altitude? 24,000. The hangar was hit heavily, I believe. Oh no, it's still. I mean, it took a beating. It has dents in it, but it is still intact. And you see, that's what I like about using the heavy armor. In this case, this thing could be attacked by several ships. I'm positive, and it could still survive. It's just the fact we were so close to this orbit, or so close to the Earth's gravitational field that we fell into it. But if this thing was a few kilometers away, I think it could do pretty well. It's very lightly armed, however, only 4 turrets, and they can't shoot directly ahead, so this thing would need an escort. But by itself, this thing can take quite the beating. I think we're closing in on the ground, actually. I'm going to get to that escape pod. I'm going to close the hangar, make myself feel a little more secure, even though I know closing the hangar doors isn't going to stop me from falling. If I don't see the outside, I won't think about it. Let's actually hurry up, though. I'm a little concerned now. Oh, we fell in slow motion there. That's because, yeah, we're at 0.27 Gs. Okay, we are upside down. That is okay. Let's first open the doors. Let's stop stockpiling oxygen. Alright, let's turn off the inertial dampeners, sorry. Oh, we're about to hit the atmosphere. Okay, piston, activate. We're going. Okay, we are going. Very slowly, but we're going. We are extending. If I had the piston speed set any higher, it would actually move the station a little bit just because of the torque happening. I'm not sure why it does that, but it does. Okay, engaging. Distress beacon. Thrusters are active. And we are detaching. Okay, we have detached. Let's take a look at this if we can. Escape pod is separate. I'm getting out of here. Only problem with the escape pod being made from heavy armor is that it has problems slowing down a lot. It only has the one parachute, and it still hits the ground at 20-something meters per second, which I think should probably kill me. But it doesn't. It's amazing. I really good shock-absorbing seats, probably. Okay, button 6 is the parachute. I will engage that when the time comes. Let's just get moving this way. Away from the falling station that's gigantic and terrifying. It'll probably be fine. It is all heavy armor. We're at our max speed. It'll probably dent the bottom a little bit. We might lose some pieces, but I think it's going to be intact. Oh. We are lagging quite a bit. Alright, let's tilt up. Deploy the parachute. It's been popped. Hey, there's the moon right above us. Station is about to collide. It's about to hit the side of a mountain, it looks like. We're just under a kilometer away from it. Parachute has not opened yet. Oh dear. Come on, parachute. I really could use your slowing power. Right about now. Right about now. Right about... Oh, gosh. Well, that was unexpected. The parachute did not deploy. I have never had that happen. That being said, look at how much damage we didn't take. I am shocked. The parachute did not deploy. What's our altitude? 1 meter. I'm confused. Okay, the parachute didn't deploy. The station distress signal is still active. So that is weird. Let's go see if the station is still there. I will bet it still is. Because the beacon's still active, so that's in the center of the station. Yep, look at it. You can see the airlocks poking up over the hill. It looks like it did take some damage, though. Those, oh, that may have been damaged in the battle. Let's keep going. Let's see what the state of the station is. It's probably completely intact. I'll be shocked if it isn't. Okay. Some things are on fire underneath. It looks fine. Other than the fact it may have lost some parts of its airlocks here, it's completely okay. Look at this. Even the solar panels are still on. Okay. Alright. That was fun. I'm very confused as to why that escape pod did not function properly. Just to prove that it does work and I'm not insane, I'm gonna go back up here. Come on. Come on, get out of gravity. You can do it. I know you can do it. Okay, I'm going to spawn the station back and we're going to deploy the escape pod. We're going to copy it and paste it down into the Earth's atmosphere. And hopefully the parachute will actually work the way it's supposed to. I've never had a problem before with that. So I'm not sure what happened there. It's upside down. That's okay. It'll be right side up when it deploys. I'm exceptionally confused. Okay. Oh. Doors are opening. Let's deploy the pod. It's going. Okay. Connection has been released. Let's, oh, come on. Let's Control X this. So we've cut it, but it's still saved in our clipboard. Let's go into the planet here and let's paste it in. Oh, it's still floating. Well, that shows you how powerful the thrusters are on it. But let's say it's not floating. Let's deploy the parachute here. I think it'll work. It should work. It really should work. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, the chute just deployed. There it is. Finally. The parachute opened the way it's supposed to. I think we were just too high up before, something like that, for it to actually have the correct thickness in the atmosphere to deploy. But it did. And yeah, we've slowed down to 24 meters per second, which is still ridiculously fast. Let's turn off the gyroscopes, just because we should. Oh, we're gonna hit. Ah. Oh, we're rolling. We done rolling? No, no we're not. We're going again. That's a nice view. Okay, we've stopped. We have stopped, and the escape pod is intact despite that incredible beating it just took. So, that was the, me showing you guys my Delta Orbital Station as well as my K'Tinga class Battlecruiser, my two new creations. I know this video was... Oh, there goes my character. I know this video was incredibly long, and I'll be impressed if you guys actually stick with it the whole time, but considering I haven't uploaded anything for, what, 2 weeks now? At least it feels that way. I really think that I was overdue for something nice and long and involved, and wow, this ship is gigantic. And I think that this accomplished that exactly. If you guys enjoyed the video, well then please be sure to leave it a like, and if you are not subscribed and you want to see more, I do promise I usually upload more often than like once a month, so please subscribe if you want to see more, because there will be more. There will be more Space Engineers, Star Trek Legacy videos I'm going to be recording right after this, so I cannot wait to get those done. And like I said, subscribe if you liked what you saw. If you guys did not like my video, however, I do apologize for that, and I ask that you leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what it is that I can do to improve the next videos that I produce, so that hopefully you guys will find some entertainment when you watch them. Something like, hey, you should upload more than like once a week. Yeah, I know, that's probably a pretty good idea. I will do my best to enact that suggestion. So I hope each and every one of you is having an absolutely wonderful day. As always, I am Foxtrot Delta, and I will see you next time.